Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're doing well wherever you are, and welcome to the show, Benjamin Zulu. All right. Now, at this time, I hope you understand that for as long as you are alive, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to be approached. All right. For the fact that you are married doesn't mean that no one will admire you. And for a fact that you're a serious lady who's single doesn't mean that you're not going to be approached by somebody who's married. Okay. Now, talking about being approached, some people will approach you but using very subtle ways. They will never come to you directly because they know you have a very high standard. So they develop a very subtle way to reach to you by offering you opportunities because maybe you've told them your desires. So today, Benjamin is going to unpackage that. It's called peeling back the mask. Right? So Benjamin is going to highlight some of these things. How do you differentiate genuine help and mentorship from emotional traps? Hey, Benjamin.
Hello, and can we start by sympathizing with a new, a graduate who's trying to penetrate the industry?
Yes.
They need help.
Okay. Much needed help.
It may not be directly like applying on merit and you get it.
Mm-hmm.
Even when you have applied and finally got a job, you still need assistance to learn the ways of this organization, of this company. But I mentioned to you the other show that period between the end of university and the beginning of an established life in career and family, it's the riskiest phase.
Yeah.
You're not exactly in the hands of parents and you're not used to making it on your own in the world. You don't have your own family. You are no longer a child in your family and you're not yet a parent in your own family. Transition phase. I'm finding that many people are losing it here in the middle. And the reason they're losing it is because they don't understand the kind of traps that are laid in the market. We'll focus a lot on ladies because they're the ones who are victimized a lot by this dynamic, but men too are victims, but we'll handle it on another show from another angle. Let's start with the ladies. The society does not understand a young woman who is a graduate and she's not married and she has no man. Society does not understand. African culture, those peculiar foolishness that are unique to us. I told you one. Let's go to we have many things that mark us as Africans. Some are admirable, others are otherwise. So we're wrong about the otherwise. In the West, they understand personal development. A lady can say, I'm 23, I'm not into any relationship with current. Thank you very much, I'm an HR officer. Yeah, that was you did. She's 23, she's doing her life. She's came with a car, she's happy. Here, here in Brahma, was a land. A lady to say she looks beautiful and she has nobody and she's comfortable. People ask, what is wrong?
Yeah.
They assume something is wrong. My prayer is by the time I close my tenure, will have removed some of these useless biases. There's another there's another side of life called personal development. Anybody who's going far in life invests in preparation for longer.
Yeah.
I heard of the Chinese bamboo that takes very long before it hatches. You water it for years and you have to water constantly. But when it sprouts, it grows very tall within a few weeks. Big, tall destinies, tall bamboos, tall calling. People can see their lives with any clarity will seem too slow by society's standards. There's a period that these girls, by the time they finish, they penetrate the market, they are the prime prey. They are the target of lustful men. Because she's young and beautiful and green, and I mean, she looks and she's out here, she's not in the parents' hands, and can you tell those girls before you advise them that they are the prime target of the hunters, predators in this market? The fact that she's young, fresh, and beautiful and energetic, and many of them look innocent. Many of them look like they're just new in this sector. That's very exciting for hunters. Predators are looking for those ones. And So when she comes to the market, people may become aware that that girl, many of them are interns or new employees, they're lower ranks. They're just fresh from college school. Many of them are still in school. So they're still in the lower ranks. That is the second factor that makes them vulnerable. The first factor is she's young. Very beautiful, very visible, very energetic. I told you they are envied even by older women. They are accused of dressing this way, accused of doing this. They talk to anybody, it's seduction. They are accused of everything because she's energetic and young. And she looks immaculate. She looks undefiled and fresh. She looks, you can see the youth beaming. That's the first problem. The second problem, she does not have money, power, positions. She's in a weak position. So many people who hand out young girls depend on this second factor, that the girl needs help to get established. Many of them don't have a job. I told you there's a situation I've come to discover in society that many girls who have sponsors don't want it. Yeah. They were in a dire situation of need of money. And primarily, let's take care of our daughters so that we don't expose them to predators. We are not justifying it, but we are saying the situation contributes. Many girls, they tell me it's because I was in a situation. I needed to get established. I did not have a house. I was just new in the city, or I had just come, or I was lacking this. I was going without necessities. Parents were paying this, but I was lacking the other one. Then this guy sends 10,000. It's very hard to return 10,000 when you need 500.
Yeah. Thanks be to God.
Manuel, the trick here is when she's just getting established and she's in a needy situation. She's struggling to get fare and airtime. And they happen to meet this guy somewhere. And he just acts like a friend. And she was in a need. Many of them in anger God, thinking it's a help from God. Can you tell our daughters that when the time comes for your miracle to be in view, the thing that comes first is always a counterfeit?
Yeah.
When the miracle is in view,
Yeah.
what comes here is something in lieu of the miracle. It's a counterfeit. It's a person who acts like they give you what you wanted. When Joseph was being placed on the lane to its promotion to being prime minister, the thing that arrived immediately was offered to become Ben 10, to have a sponsor. The boss, to have an affair with the boss. When you have an affair with the boss, what will happen? You'll be promoted, maybe you'll be paid a lot, you'll be given fewer duties, you'll have when you have an affair with the boss, man, you have a special thing with the boss, you'll be given favors.
And you feel like you're a boss.
That offer was very tempting. You are foreign here, you are bought like a slave, just like an employee, and then the boss wants something. Joseph was not a Kenyan. And
Yes, he was not a Kenyan.
And I'm believing God for Josephs who are Kenyans.
Yeah.
Who can say no? But let's say, what if Joseph said yes? What would have changed? We are coming to that.
Yeah.
That is what has not been preached. People think, it's just a matter of because you fear God, because you have a lot of self-control. There is a whole trajectory that changes the moment you compromise sexually. It's a trajectory. He would have become a favored stuff. He'd have had a good life as an employee, and that's all.
Yeah.
He will never become prime minister. But you see, the immediate consequence of saying no to a boss was prison. It was not just disappointment. Some of these people, they get you fired and locked up because you refuse to sleep with them. Brahman, the immediate result of standing for your integrity is never clap. No. The immediate of saying, I fear my God and the things I can never do. It's not, wow, we are one person. The cheers come way later. They are not in view. Now, There's a verse I saw that is regret. There's some scriptures that describe a reality you wish did not exist. Ecclesiastes says, because the consequences for sins are delayed, people's hearts are inclined to sin. When you sin, you don't get the consequences right there. Many of them, they come later. And when you do the good thing the same way, the fruits come later. Because there's no direct change of God told Adam and Eve that the day they eat the fruit, they will die. They ate it and they did not die that day. They went around and said, God came later to ask what happened. The consequences of crossing borders, eating the wrong fruits, come slowly, but they are long lasting. They are far reaching. Go and check the period between when David slept with Bathsheba and when Nathan came. Nathan did not storm the next day in the morning. Be very afraid. The consequences of some of these things that will torture you for many years don't arrive there and then. They come slowly. The wheel of justice rotates slowly, but it grinds thoroughly. The wheel of God's justice, it's slow in rotating, but it's thorough in grinding. So, these girls, they come to a place where they're being told, if you just have something special, I'll help you. Many of them have graduated and their parents, maybe some have neglected them. Bramwell, today I'm not discussing girls who have been dreaming of having sponsors. The girls who have been dreaming of having sponsors, I would surprise you, are few and are known. In the whole school of 600 girls, you could have only 5 who are open to girls who have sponsors. Imagine. The people who are openly into that are few. But we're having how many abortions per year? 500,000.
Imagine.
In a country 80% Christian. Let me give you a disturbing reality. It's Christian clean girls who are aborting who have sponsors. It's not the clubbing type is there, but I tell you the truth. I heard of this research that they did and they found that HIV prevalence in Christian university was higher than public universities.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that? A demon? Because Christians are in denial. In church, girls will get pregnant like this because they're in denial that they will end up having sex, so they don't think of safe days and condoms. The other group already knows they will do it, so they prepare. Okay? Yeah. The brother and sister don't imagine that they will have sex. They continue in denial. Then they start running around later. Brother, I want you to see that these girls who are in this and who end up being trapped in the name of being assisted were not looking for relationships, and the man knows she's a clean girl. Many of them are even virgins. Now, please make other mistakes, but don't give your virginity to a sponsor. So it's a bad way to start life. Generally speaking. No. Please give some dignity to yourself. We're not saying those who did it are lost. Just learn and change. Yeah. There are many others who are yet to get there, but please learn. There's some things. The way you enter life matters. The way you enter matters. Beginnings, entrances, and exits. They set tempo. They set legacy. They set the pace. Be careful. So it is these girls who are trying to come in, and a man shows up, either in senior, in position, tells her, I can give you a job if you give me sexual favor. Tell girls that if you agree to sleep with a man to get a job, you'll have to keep sleeping with him to keep it.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes you to get it, takes you to keep it. It will never end. And many of them are very cunning. They take photos to blackmail you with them after that. Primarily, did we say that what was yours will never require you to compromise your dignity to get it?
Yeah.
What was yours will never require you to bend, to step out of character. You should say like Joseph, I can't do this thing and sin against my God. My boss has trusted me with everything, except you because you are his wife. Can never do this thing. After that, you may be fired or you may be told we are not giving you the job. Joseph was fired. Okay. Are we together?
Yeah.
Can you preach that part more? Because you like preaching the others. He stood for the right thing and he was
fired.
And locked up. Okay? False accusations. In the moment he appeared to have lost. But brother, let me tell you, you've heard of the 4 P's of Joseph's. From, the pit. He was down to the pit. He started with pastures, then he went to the pit, and then to Potiphar's, then to prison, then palace. People make poems, poetic. Joseph has no aware, but he has no clue of that poem. We will surprise him with it, that we made poems out of his life. With alliteration. Can you stop being poetic and look at the practicality? Many times when you stand for what is right, you're not clapped for, you are slapped. Okay? But you only slapped in the immediate. What is the bigger view? Bramwell, something helped me to be patient with God's plan. Because I can't see the full picture. Him, he has an aerial view. He can see the full picture. When you are in the thick of things, sometimes you appear to have gone down, now thrown, locked up. The person who has the overview knows how it will end. He kept trusting, even in prison. We don't see him complaining, oh, God, you have forgotten me. Oh, no, look, I did the right thing. I think I should just backslide. Many people stood for the right thing, and the moment they suffered once, they gave up. Yeah. These girls, they say no, they are fired. They are denied the job. They stand for, they refuse to give the sexual favors, and they are punished. The moment they are punished, they give up. Once you give up, you succumb to the season, to the pressure, to the system. You become an employee and never become the prime minister, the second in command, the savior of your generation, like Joseph. He saved his generation for standing for the right thing. God admires boldness, says Jeremiah. God admires boldness. If you can be courageous and stand by God and say, I would rather fall standing on God's word than get what you want, get what you're offering me, and then I win, I appear to have stood, I appear to have made it, I appear to have made it. No. Any goodies they give you to sell your character is always a bad deal. Any goodies they give you to sell your character is always
a bad deal.
If you can't get the school fees, defy and go home. So, the second way they assist, one is, if you sleep with me, I'll give you a job. The second thing is, they know you want, you may already be working, but they know you want a better job. Some of the entry jobs are not good. She studied BCom, but she's a hotelier. She's a waiter at a hotel. She does night shifts at clubs. And primarily, some of those clubs I told you are recruitment to hell. They have a lot of satanism, satanic climate. They take God's songs and they twist them to praise alcoholism. They play blasphemy, man. They praise body immorality and alcoholism. It's not just drinking, it's satanic worship in clubs. Majority of the clubs of young people, clubs have two different types. You have those clubs that are hotels, restaurants. Say restaurant, hotel, and many of them have family facility. They're not that wild. There are other clubs that is pure beer, it's alcohol, it's music, it's clubbing, it's dancing, it's wildness. I saw the lifestyle there and I said, here, Sodom and Gomorrah. They go to instill a spirit of lust. So this girl may be working there and the lifestyle there is just off, but she wanted to pay her bills. Then as you talk, as you chat, she may tell you she wishes to find a better job. So these men offer to get you a better job for no return at all. They even employ you, or they do this, or they actually change your life as a friend. Yeah. That's the first trap. The others are obvious. She can say no or yes. Like Joseph, she should always say no. That's what we are saying. But we are talking about the indirect ones, where you can't see the end game. If you don't think wisely. So if a guy gives you favor, and another favor, and another, gives you money to start your business, puts in a word for you, does this and, lifts your life. If he starts paying your house, paying your rent, you are using your common Mackenzie ability. Now this is personal. If as a girl you let anybody pay your rent or rent a house for you, you already know when a person rents your house, he's also renting your body. That one we already established. And if you don't understand that, you're just a common fool. There's nothing special with your kind of foolishness. But these others usually don't come that close. It's not that personal. It's assisting you to start the business you wanted. It's assisting you to get the better job you wanted. Or you are new here, you're being harassed. Is them mentoring you to get the job? Are we saying you must never be assisted by men? No. The difference is this. You usually know they desire you. You can see they wanted you and they can't get you. Primarily, the mistake these girls make is to accept help from a man who know he has a crush on her. There are men who assist you once off and they go their way. And I want you primarily to assist people. God places people in your way that need help. Assist them without too much personal mingling and go on your life. There are people who genuinely assist and go their way. But these ladies usually know the language this man uses, the body language, the suggestive, the flirting, maybe even tried to approach and I refused. These girls know this man has always desired me. So he proceeds to go indirectly to enter her life and have a footing by opening the business, by giving her the money to start this, to plant himself in her life indirectly so that there is no official relationship, but there's an official entanglement. Okay. We are not boyfriend, girlfriend, we are not sponsoring anything, but there's an official entanglement. Remind them in this life there's no free lunch.
Yeah.
Anybody investing in you expects something in return. What is the difference between that rule and charity? Charitable organizations assist and go. Charitable people assist and go and they don't like too much personal interaction. There are people who pay fees for children without knowing the child. The child doesn't know who pays the fees. They just know somebody, a well-wisher, pays my fees. Well-wishers, charitable people have no interest in you directly. In fact, many times they use middle people. A man who is married and wants to assist a girl and is sincere, you will help use the wife. I think we should help that girl. Check her out. What can we do? There's a couple to maintain the integrity of the interaction. But these girls can tell the vibe he is coming with. A person who simply sends money to your phone directly. And you know you're supposed to keep it secret from his wife, from his family, you know what it is. This is the catch and warn our daughters. Anybody who wanted your body wants to get you and they come indirectly and they try to invest in you, no problem, let me just help you. Always listen to your intuition. You know, the more I receive this help, the more he's getting authority over my life. He opens the business so that he can get what in return? He buys me the equipment to start my shop. Sometimes she wanted a business. He has invested 100,000. So? He has bought your phone. So? They're usually personal items. They're supposed to be kept secret. Where secrecy begins, that's where compromise begins. What is genuine and charitable? Well-wishers will not keep it a secret. Does not mean they'll broadcast, but they'll not keep it exclusive between the two of you. They will always involve a person who maintains accountability, openness. But these girls, many of them, they overlook that and they blind themselves. No, it was just help as a friend. She knows he's getting authority. So that's usually the trap. The next trap is usually very indirect because it's emotional comfort. It may not even be money. It's who she calls when she's going through stresses and they talk. She feels like he gave me a shoulder to lean on. The father I never had, the advice. Like another brother. Many of these entanglements have been starting in church.
Yeah.
They start in places where you not have expected. And the guy is assisting and helping and holding the girl's hand and giving her secrets of this trade and showing her around. And she becomes dependent on him for guidance. Can you underline that? Yeah. This second deception is so invisible. Many of them don't see it. But they know they're getting emotionally attached. They know they're depending on this person for guidance. They know they begin to miss this person. They know they even keep their friendship away from the wife, from the family. They know. And the peculiarly foolish 23-year-olds, they usually add another element here. They start defending the wife. When this guy starts explaining their troubles to the wife, she takes the side of the wife. Now she thinks she's safe because she's defending them. In reality, you should not discuss the family. You should not discuss wife at all. Don't take sides. Don't listen. The moment you open the conversation, doesn't matter whose sides you are in.
Mm-hmm.
You must never allow anybody to discuss you, to discuss their wife. Much just the same way you don't want your husband to discuss you with another woman. Mm-hmm. Whoever they are. Let them sort their issues. You're not a counselor. Recommend a counselor. We discussed that. But this second trap of being the go-to person, special connection, company, closeness, friendship. Suddenly now you're traveling to Nanyuki, to Nakuru, to Kisumu on business trips with him because he prefers you to assist. You're the one, hey, you are learning, exposing you. But it's too exclusive between the two of you. It's emotional. It may not even be financial, but it's emotional. Eventually you lose control of the direction. Eventually you lose yourself. I've met girls who are crying, regretting. They go on to get children when there is no defined relationship, Brahma. It goes all the way to have abortion, pregnancy, when there is no stated relationship, entanglement. Many of these principled girls will never directly agree to a relationship. Yeah. And the man knows that. She would never directly. So he capitalizes on those two strategies. I tried to research that topic and it is so open. It has only 2 problems, imagine. Other topics I usually find 3 or 4 or 5 pointers and loopholes and problems to address. But here I could only find how many? 2. Imagine. 1 is financial. When she was in a crisis, he sends money directly. He pays the rent. And he keeps quiet for a month. Many of them take their time. They take their time. He sends the money and keep quiet. She's the one who is grateful. So he knows how to put you on the grateful side. To put you so indebted until you say, thank you, you saved my life. Remember the rule. Avoid the situations where you have to worship people. Okay? Yeah. People, idols, have demands. The demands are expensive. When she's that grateful and says, now, do you mind returning some favor? Will she say no?
It's hard.
So what is the solution? Even when you are stuck, Brahma, even this girl, tell her, even when you are stuck and you have no money, put your trust in God. Somebody sends you money, listen to the situation. Was it sincere or is it the beginning of an attachment? Once you accept now, how will you refuse tomorrow? If you accept now and she comes here, even he forces himself on you, and you ate his money, what will you say? You have no moral authority. Brahma, I've told girls, reverse any money that somebody just sends. Send it back to 456 to be sent back to them. Sorry, I'm okay. Tell God, I'm looking up to you. You will never be tempted beyond your strength. Even in the presence of the temptation, God will provide a way out that you may escape it. Accept for the slow staircase, for the slow growth. Job. They offer you jobs. If you do them favors, that is not God's job. That's not God's blessing. You can't start a thing that you can never end. Many people did that and they got HIV, got sicknesses, got STIs. Double loss. Many of these girls have lived very Christian lives. As I told you, the girls we are talking about today, you'll be amazed. They are not careless people. They felt desperate. Don't give in to desperation. And if you're not getting a job and the rent is running into you, go home. Go apply your jobs from home. Take your time. Demonstrate the way Joseph went down for standing for his integrity. Go down home. Take a step back. Take a step back. Take a few days. Put up with a friend there. Keep some chicken there. As you apply only, and suddenly, eventually, when the time of palace comes, you will see how it will pay. Those other girls who compromise, you will see them there. The second trap is emotional. He coaches you, becomes your teacher, but you cross boundaries because it becomes personal, exclusive, too close, become dependent on them. They're guiding you, catching you, super, until you can no longer tell, are we falling in love? Most men know all women are emotional, healthy women, all of them. Yeah. The young ones are both emotional and naive. It's an element.
Naivety.
They can ignore. They can ignore and they can tell. They are conflicted. That's why they cry. They meet them and they sleep. They cry. A part of them knows this is wrong. But he's already paying my masters. He's already bought me a car. Started me my business. He gave me money to take hospital to my mother. Many of them are stuck there. They just want to get out. So this second thing is when it was not stated and it was gradual, and those men can take their time because you're not the only one. They have another one there. Another one there. So they can take their time and they have nothing to lose. Remind them these older married men have little to lose. They have built their life is ahead there. You have everything to lose. You have a virgin destiny. Green, young, energetic, supposed to preserve your energy for your marriage, for your life, for your man. But when they steal you, when you're that young and fresh, they are winning everything, you're losing everything. Yes.
I like that. And some of these men will start enticing your family first. So you start receiving pressure from your family.
Especially families that are poor.
Yes. I wanted you to say it.
Now you are throwing to me the language. Normally be careful with poverty that is mixed with foolishness. Some parents have no money but they are sober. They don't want shortcuts.
Yeah.
They would rather not sell the soul of their daughters. So because I know you refused me and your parents, I take them very big shopping. Shopping they have never seen. So they can pressure you to accept me.
Yeah.
So they can get this kind of life. That's such an open trick. Why can't people see it? It's so open. I did not even put it in my list because I thought by the time you have anything in your scalp,
You can see it.
I'm not interested in this woman. She goes behind my back to treat my family very well so that my family can tell me this is the best woman. I simply stand up to my mother and say, now, this is the last time I want to hear about that girl.
Yeah.
You will continue being friends, but let me continue my life. It just takes firmness. But many girls don't realize it. That men can go spoiling their family. Later on, you bring a person who is not that wealthy, who is not spoiling them with money. And they are disappointed that you refused a rich man to bring Brahma.
Imagine.
Who says he works for some. And he's struggling. They came here walking with a motorbike. But you saw the vision of Brahma and the connection, and you know you get there in the right way. That was Potiphar's wife. This is my palace. Sometimes your parents will not understand you until later. Please make peace with that.
Yeah.
Tell our daughters to make peace with the fact that our families will only clap for you when your story comes to full fruition. They may not see what you see.
Yeah.
Make peace with it. Yes.
Make peace with it. I like that, guys. I didn't have much questions today because I wanted you to dissect that, because these are the facts that we are facing. Always remember what we call the power in receiving. The moment you receive, you lose your power. Thank you for watching the Benjamin Zulu Show. Till next time.